We can say that most of cybersecurity trainings, the information security trainings, share mutual topics and mutual information. And one of the topics that are shared among all of cybersecurity and information security certifications is the definition of confidentiality, integrity, and availability, or CIA Triad. So let's start by understanding what do we mean by security. Security refers to protection. Protection from what? Protection from unauthorized access, protection from the disclosure of the sensitive or critical information, alteration of the information that are processed in the information system, or the destruction of the information. In order to achieve this objective, or in order to ensure this protection, we need to have security measures or security controls. Security measures or security controls can be technical or non-technical. Technical security controls could be the antivirus solution, for example, the firewall that we might use in order to control our network security, and could also be non-technical controls. Take, for instance, security awareness training, when I provide my employees with security related materials and ask them to understand this material, understand how to differentiate between different social engineering attacks and how to deal with such attacks, how to identify the phishing or spam email, and what they should do in order to deal with such a threat. This is another kind of security control, which is not technical. It could be an administrative control. And the goal of this control here is to reduce the risk. What risk is that we are afraid from? The social engineering attacks. So security controls can be technical, such as firewall, antivirus, such as data leakage prevention solution, IDS or IPS, or could be non-technical, such as background check process, which is another process managed by the HR, or security awareness training. So security measures can be technical, non-technical, can be physical controls as well. And the goal of the security, the goal of implementing the security measures is to achieve the confidentiality, integrity, and availability. What you currently see now on the screen is the ultimate objective of security. The ultimate objective of the security is to meet these three definitions. The goal of the security system is to keep the secret. And that's what do we mean by confidentiality. Also, the goal of the security system is to ensure the data stored or processed within the system is not altered, not tampered. No one can easily bypass the controls and modify the data in an unauthorized way. And that's what do we mean by the integrity. The goal of the security system also is to ensure that data system will be accessible to the authorized individuals whenever they need to access it, by ensuring that we have backup system, we have business continuity planning, we have incident response and incident management process to reduce the adverse impact. All of that is related to achieving the concept of availability. By achieving the confidentiality, integrity, and availability, the outcome for the system users and for the public will be the security assurance, the trust in our system. If we are managing governmental system that maintain the user identification, national IDs, social security numbers, and we do not grant the confidentiality, integrity, availability for this system, in that case, there will be no trust. No one will trust our system. That's why integrity, confidentiality, availability, all of them are what organizations are trying to achieve in their system. By having CIA achieved, we also prove the authenticity. And also, as a result or as an outcome from the CIA achievement, we will also achieve what is known as non-repudiation. Non-repudiation is another concept that is considered as one of the outcomes for having confidentiality, integrity, and availability. If our system possesses a high level of integrity controls to ensure no unauthorized data access will happen, no unauthorized alteration for the information will happen, in that case, our system will have audit trails that can help us in identifying who committed a particular activity. Non-repudiation as a concept is about ensuring that no one can deny what he or she did on the system. If my system is well configured in secure way, I should have controls that can detect the unauthorized access, and they can trace this unauthorized access or unauthorized alteration for the data to a particular individual. And this evidence will not be a doubtable evidence. No one can deny this evidence because this evidence will be very clear and will be ultimate proof that this individual performed this activity. There are many techniques technically can achieve the concept of non-repudiation. Multi-factor authentication supports the non-repudiation by ensuring that whoever performing financial transaction, the transaction will not be processed unless I enter like an OTP in order to approve this transaction. So security assurance or trust will be an outcome from having a strong security system. Authenticity will also be an outcome. Non-repudiation will also be an outcome. The goal of security individuals, the goal of security professionals is to achieve the confidentiality, integrity, and availability. On the other hand, the goal of the threat actors and malicious actors, hackers, and different kinds of malicious actors is to achieve the DAT triad or disclosure, alteration, and denial. So basically, CIA triad refer to the objective of security individuals, the good people, while that triad refer to the objective of the bad people. So in that triad, disclosure is the opposite of the confidentiality. Alteration is the opposite of integrity. Denial, the opposite of the availability. By understanding the CIA concept and understanding that all of the objectives of the security are around these three terms, we can properly identify and know our mission in the organization. Whenever you go to assess the adequacy of a particular security system, your starting point will be to identify what kinds of threats that might impact the confidentiality, what kind of threats that might impact the integrity, what kind of threats that might impact the availability. You will list all of these threats, and after that you will investigate if we have proper security measures that can counter these threats. So CIA is not a theoretical concept. In fact, it is a starting point for any security professional in order to assess the various threats, various risks, and make informed decision based on this analysis. I hope that was clear for you, and see you in the next lecture.